Righty then, we have got a new signing to talk about. It's a young lad. It's probably not someone that I expect to see getting minutes immediately in the first team, but that is Ayden Heaven. Predominantly a left-footed left-side centre-back, which has been a valuable asset for pretty much every team that wants to try and play out the back. Something that Ruben Amorim has always kind of had. He seems to favour players that have that sort of attributes when he's trying to build out from the back, and the ability to play as both a left back and sort of a defensive midfielder does provide a lot of tactical flexibility for him and for us. Crucial when you're trying to build a squad that is able to adapt to various formations and strategies. Now, Heaven's strength include he's fantastic in the air, he is quick, he's got good anticipation, he's very, very good on the ball, traits that align well with Amorim's philosophy of defenders that can contribute to the build-up play and transition effectively from defence to attack. He is pretty big, pretty imposing physically. He's 6'2", makes him quite formidable in defence, especially at set-piece situations. But there are obviously areas for improvement. At 18, he is still developing, particularly in terms of his decision-making under pressure. The positional awareness is obviously something that defenders get in their latter years. It's just experience. While he's been at Arsenal, he has trained with the first team on a few occasions. He has made his senior debut. That does indicate strong potential, but also the need for more game time to refine some of those aspects. New year, new you, right? Yeah, we've all heard that. And be honest, sometimes the new you means tackling some of that overgrown look that you've been rocking since, well, you've been rocking it too long, haven't you? Enter the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped. This is your all-in-one grooming kit for stepping into 2025 sharp, clean, and ready to conquer. Use the code Howson at checkout and get 20% off and free shipping. That's Howson at checkout, 20% off and free shipping. And don't worry, we got you covered from head to toe. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra handles all your body grooming needs with precision. And the Weed Whacker 2.0, say goodbye to the pesky nose and ear hairs. Plus, there's some amazing freebies like the Crop Soother and a Crop Preserver to make you feel fresh and comfortable all year long. It's time to level up your grooming game, lads. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra isn't just any trimmer, lads. It's designed for the modern man. It's smooth, it's precise, and it's always reliable. Whether or not you're heading to the gym, on a date, or you just want to feel confident in your own skin, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra has got you covered. And the Weed Whacker 2.0, let's be honest, a stray nose or ear hair can be a real confidence killer. The Weed Whacker 2.0 is the perfect solution. Say goodbye to those awkward moments and hello to a polished look. There you have it, the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped. Use the code Howson at checkout for free shipping. Upgrade your grooming routine and start 2025 feeling the best version of yourself. How does he fit in with Amorim? How does he fit in with this Manchester United side? Now, obviously, we're still very early days in his time at Manchester United, so we have to look a lot to what happened at Sporting. He does prefer the high defensive line. He does prefer the pressing game. He does require defenders that are comfortable with the ball at their feet and that can execute quick turns, quick passes, and line-breaking sort of progressions up the pitch. Heaven's profile does match those requirements with potential. I don't think he's at the level of first-choice starter just yet. But it does offer the potential to grow into a role where he could be, and you could envisage him being the sort of guy that's starting attacks from deep. But United have got a few players in that. I think, Kukonki, I'd like to see both of them up close together so I could compare them and see what the difference is between the two and maybe why we've gone for this. Maybe even potentially ahead of Kukonki. Maybe Kukonki's stalling on signing his extension and his pro deal. I don't know those details. But United already has a decent crop of young defenders. We've got a lot of experienced defenders as well. You would expect Johnny Evans probably to eventually shuffle off into retirement at the end of this season. So I think he's probably going to be used in the 21s, probably just in and around the first team, certainly this year. We might get to see him on the tour, and then we'll have to see how his development goes from that. But his left-footedness is certainly the complement that you would expect it to be for Lisandro Martinez, who obviously is the current primary left-footed centre-half at the club. That gives him a little bit of depth. I would say competition, but I think competition's a little bit too giddy at the moment. I think it gives him depth and it gives him the potential for a night off or an early substitution if you get a couple of goals up in a game. initially, I think he'll probably serve as that sort of potential and heavy rotation player. So, you would say someone like a Lindelof, Euro at the moment even is a rotation option. And then you've got your deep rotations, players that are only going to come in, lesser meaning games or when stuff is absolutely certain to go in your favour. And I think Heaven's probably going to be in those deep rotation kind of areas at the moment. He's got a lot to learn. Learning it off the likes of De Ligt, of Mazraoui, of Martinez, of Maguire, and being groomed for that future first-team role is probably where he lands at the moment. His development could focus on adapting to Amorim's aggressive defensive tactics. That might be something that they're going to download into him, improve his physical engagement, get him to learn how and where to cover spaces, how and where this team requires a certain individual to be able to cover, inside when we push up on the right, or outside when you're playing alongside somebody either like a Diego Leon or possibly like a Dorgu on the left side. Is the particular sort of nature of the team going to expose him to different things that he needs to learn how to deal with? You would presume so, right? And United under Amorim seem like they're keen on investing in youth for both long-term planning but also for immediate impact. And I think Dorgu's probably more of the immediate impact. Heaven would probably be part of the more long-term kind of strategy, because I don't think anyone's going to be sitting here going, he's better than X, Y, or Z and he should be playing this weekend. I don't think so. But when you add that into the likes of Sekou Kone, Chido Obi-Martin, Diego Leon, United are seemingly starting to amass quite a lot of players in that 16 to 20 kind of category. And there'll be a lot of gambles in there, and there'll be a lot of failures in there. But you only need one or two to be genuine first-team quality, and it makes the entire programme worth the investment that you've made into it, because we probably haven't spent 50 million on 8 or 9 players there. Maybe even more, maybe more like 15 players. So having all of those players, only one of them needs to make it and be like a 200, 250, 300 game first team player, and you've basically saved yourself the transfer fee of going and signing someone that was already in the Premier League. Now, obviously, we've got established defenders in the squad. There are those potential new signings. I think Heaven would need to prove his worth in training to be given any opportunities, to be honest, and he might come in and be behind Kokonki, who's already found himself on the bench. He might come in and, Kokonki's understanding of the system might keep him ahead for a little bit. He may overtake him come the summer. But I think there's a long way to go with this. We've got quite a good stable of first choice centre-halves, I would say, at the moment. From Martinez through De Ligt, through Maguire and Euro. And then I guess Johnny Evans probably for only another 6 months, although maybe the gaffer goes, do you know what, Johnny? If you're happy being the 5th choice centre-half and almost being the gatekeeper that these young ones have to get better than before they can consider themselves in contention, there's a job here for you to do that. A little bit like Tom Heaton's got at the moment. He's clearly 3rd choice. I think he's better than that, but he's obviously quite happy with that role. Johnny Evans could easily fulfill that role, and I can't imagine the wages would be a drama to do that either. And when was the last time Johnny Evans had a bad game in a United shirt, by the way? You can't tell me he couldn't do another 12 months. But yeah, that's what Hayden's got to do. He's got the opportunity will be in front of him. He'll probably be a little bit ahead, come with a little bit of profile, a little bit like Obi Martinez. You sign someone, there's a little bit of fanfare. It does bring added pressure, but it also brings added opportunity because people want to make sure that works. His success will hinge on his ability to adapt to whatever Amorim's tactical demands are. And he will have to grow physically, he'll have to grow within his game, and he'll have to have the patience to take his opportunity as and when it comes. But welcome to Manchester United, lads. Wish you all the luck. See you soon. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it,
then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.